free.
Just one bay leaf goes a long way. It's very strong. And if you add too many of these, it can make your soup, your stew, whatever you add it to, bitter. So you want to be careful.
Giada Italian-American chef, writer, TV celebrity, and Food Network star. More than just a pretty face on TV, she has an extensive background in the culinary arts. Having studied in Le Cordon Bleu in Paris, she is an experienced and respected chef with many accomplishments on TV. She owns a couple of restaurants in Las Vegas. She opened her first Giada at the Cromwell in Las Vegas. So sitting at the intersection of Flamingo and Las Vegas Boulevard, I realized something. My windshield is dirty. And also, I've never been to Giada at the Cromwell. I felt like it was time to pay a visit to Giada's restaurant.
I was born to be free.
Giada's is a very popular restaurant. It's very difficult to find a reservation, but I got lucky, and so here I am.
I am walking under the light, and it feels right. It feels so right.
Giada opened in July of 2014. I can't believe it took me this long to get here. I feel fortunate that I live in Las Vegas, where many celebrities and Food Network stars have restaurants. What a beautiful restaurant, and it's owned by Giada, somebody I've watched on Food Network channel for years. This place is incredible, and it would be so amazing if she was actually here and I knew that she was cooking in the kitchen. But just the fact that Giada owned this restaurant was enough for me. Giada's has a tasting menu for about $109. It comes in 4 courses. If you want to see the full menu, check out the link that I'll leave in the description below. This is the arugula salad from their tasting menu's first course. The arugula salad comes in a candied lemon dressing with crispy pancetta and Parmigiano Reggiano cheese. The crispy pancetta was like the bacon bits you'd find in a regular salad, and the candied lemon dressing gave it a very refreshing taste. Giada's has 2 salads you can choose from, the arugula salad that you see here, and the other is a romaine salad that comes with croutons and fried capers in a citrus vinaigrette. Next up is Giada's signature lemon spaghetti. When I saw lemon spaghetti on the menu, it made me wonder, is it gonna be sour? Even from the description, it was intriguing. This lemon spaghetti is the best-selling dish at Giada's in Las Vegas. This signature dish from Giada is on many must-eat lists. This spaghetti is served in a lemon sauce with basil. It comes with jumbo shrimp and mascarpone cheese, which is very creamy. It's also an essential ingredient in the Italian dessert tiramisu. The dish was so pretty, I was afraid to touch it. But instead of looking at it all night, I decided to eat it. As soon as the dish arrived, I could smell the cheese. I love cheesy, creamy pasta. The mascarpone cheese was perfect for this dish. The lemon was not overpowering. However, it gave a subtle lemony taste, and it went well, especially with the shrimp. The combination was spectacular. It was rich and creamy with the lemon flavor, the basil, the shrimp, the texture of the pasta. It's no wonder why this is the most popular dish at Giada's. The portion wasn't incredibly large. In fact, it was a little bit petite for me, but this wasn't gonna be my only entree. I was also gonna order some more things, so it worked out rather well. At $36, it's not a cheap dish. However, you have to remember where you are, and this isn't Olive Garden. This is Giada's. It's a world famous chef's recipe in the heart of the Las Vegas Strip. It's like a name brand. This is the petite filet from the third course of the tasting menu. If you order the petite filet apart from the tasting menu, it goes for about $63. This was served with wild mushrooms and grilled treviso, which is a little bit of a bitter lettuce. It was served over a potato puree. As I was going over the menu before coming here, I knew that I was gonna get this because it was the biggest steak I saw on the menu, and I can't resist a bone-in ribeye. This one comes in at 28 ounces and is served with arugula and a fried egg over the top. The egg added a very attractive appearance to the presentation of this dish. If it didn't have the egg, I would have been just fine. But the egg was a plus. It's always a plus. The steak was extremely juicy, had a great flavor to it, not just from the fatty content of the ribeye itself, but there was an aroma of rosemary and thyme, and it added a great flavor to the steak. This steak was unique. The flavor was a little bit different from all the other ribeye steaks that I've had. I know that the recipe calls for some sort of a lemon and lemon zest mixed with olive oil. I don't know if that's what it was, but the flavor was amazing. The steak didn't really seem like a 28 ounce to me, or is it just me? It seems that I always feel like my steaks are too small. I just love steak. It doesn't matter if I'm at an Italian place, I gotta go with what I feel, and when I see a bone-in ribeye, I just can't resist. I was almost tempted to grab the bone and just eat it caveman style. I've had a lot of good steaks in my lifetime. Some of the steaks I had were so good, you didn't need any salt or pepper. And likewise, I didn't feel like this one needed any extra seasoning. I made the mistake of editing this video while I was hungry. I took a bite out of my microphone. There's one more pasta dish that came as part of the tasting menu. This is the Cacio e Pepe. It actually means cheese and pepper. This is served with bucatini pasta, which is a toothed pasta. It's hollow in the middle and it's ideal for picking up more of the sauce. This was very cheesy and it had a very pronounced and strong pepper flavor. We ended the meal with dessert. This is from the tasting menu. This is the chocolate hazelnut crunch cake. The dessert is included in the tasting menu. If you order a la carte, this one would be $15. The chocolate hazelnut crunch cake, it was very soft and velvety, almost like a chocolate mousse. Had a good crunch to it and a delightful hazelnut flavor. This is the tiramisu cheesecake. I was told that they didn't have the classic tiramisu, but they had this cheesecake. This item was not on the menu. I asked my server if there was a tiramisu and he offered me this. When they have this item, the tiramisu cheesecake goes for $14. The cheesecake was rich, a little bit thick, not as creamy as I would like my cheesecake to be. But still the flavor was good, the toppings were good. Both of the desserts were good. If I had to choose between the two, I'd probably go with the chocolate hazelnut crunch cake. I loved the flavor of the hazelnut and the crunch of the chocolate and the smooth velvety texture of the chocolate mousse.
I was born to be free.
So that was our dinner at Giada's at the Cromwell. It was an incredible experience. I love Giada's. The food was great. And so that's gonna do it for this video. Thanks for watching and we'll see you on the next video.